5 common lunch foods that could be feeding fatty liver without you knowing. Most people think fatty liver comes from alcohol, greasy fast food, or eating late at night. And yes, those things can matter. But here is where people get fooled. One of the biggest threats to your liver may not be the food you eat at midnight. It may be the normal lunch you eat at noon, a sandwich that looks light, a wrap that sounds healthy, a salad that feels safe, a smoothie that looks clean, a rice bowl that seems balanced. But inside the body, your liver does not judge food by the label. It judges what that meal does to blood sugar, insulin, inflammation, fat storage, and calories over time. Fatty liver, now often called metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease, happens when too much fat builds up in the liver. It is strongly tied to insulin resistance, belly fat, type 2 diabetes, high triglycerides, high blood pressure, and weight gain. Diet and weight loss are major parts of prevention and management, and the Mediterranean-style eating pattern is often recommended for liver health. But the tricky part is this. Fatty liver often builds quietly. You may not feel pain, you may not feel sick, you may just feel tired, heavier around the belly, or notice abnormal blood work one day. So let's talk about 5 common lunch foods that can quietly feed fatty liver without you realizing it. The first one is the healthy turkey sandwich on white bread. Now, turkey itself is not the problem. Lean protein can be helpful. The problem is what often comes with that sandwich. White bread, processed deli meat, mayonnaise, cheese, chips, and maybe a sweet drink on the side. That lunch may look small, but it can be a fast combination of refined carbohydrates, sodium, processed meat, saturated fat, and low fiber. This is where people get fooled. They think I didn't eat a burger, so I made a good choice. But if the bread is refined, the meat is processed, the sauce is heavy, and there are no vegetables or fiber, the liver still has to deal with the metabolic effect. Refined carbohydrates can raise blood sugar quickly. When blood sugar rises often, insulin has to work harder. And over time, insulin resistance can encourage the liver to make and store more fat. Diets high in refined carbohydrates and added sugars can worsen insulin resistance and contribute to more liver fat, while fiber-rich whole foods can support better blood sugar control. A better version is not complicated. Choose whole grain bread if it works for you. Add real vegetables. Use avocado, hummus, mustard, or a lighter spread instead of heavy mayo. Choose less processed protein when possible, like grilled chicken, tuna, eggs, beans, or leftover home-cooked meat. The second lunch food is the oversized wrap. Wraps sound healthy because they feel lighter than bread. But many restaurant wraps are basically giant flour tortillas packed with chicken, cheese, creamy sauce, and very little fiber. And this is why that matters more after 50. As muscle mass declines and insulin resistance becomes more common, a big refined carb lunch can hit the body harder than it used to. You may not feel it immediately, but your liver does. Most people miss this because the wrap looks clean. It has lettuce, it has grilled chicken, it may even have words like spinach or garden in the name. But the tortilla can be large, the dressing can be sugary, and the calories can quietly climb. The problem is not one wrap. The problem is eating that kind of lunch every day, while believing it is automatically liver-friendly. A smarter choice is to make the wrap smaller, use a whole grain or high-fiber option, ask for sauce on the side, add more vegetables, and pair it with something that slows digestion, like beans, lentils, or a simple side salad. The third lunch food is the safe salad that is really a dessert in disguise. A salad can be one of the best lunches for liver health. But not all salads are equal. Some salads come loaded with candied nuts, dried cranberries, crunchy noodles, croutons, bacon bits, cheese, and creamy dressing. By the time you finish, it may have more sugar, sodium, and calories than a regular meal. This is where people get fooled. They hear the word salad and stop paying attention. But your liver sees the whole meal. It sees the sweet toppings. It sees the dressing. It sees the processed add-ons. It sees whether the meal actually contains enough protein and fiber to keep blood sugar steady. That sounds small, but it matters. A liver-friendly salad should not leave you hungry 1 hour later. It should have vegetables, protein, fiber, and a healthy fat in the right amount. A better salad starts with greens and colorful vegetables. Then add protein like salmon, chicken, eggs, tofu, beans, or tuna. Add a small amount of olive oil-based dressing or vinaigrette. Use nuts carefully, not by the handful. And watch sweet toppings that turn a healthy bowl into a sugar bowl. The fourth lunch food is low-fat flavored yogurt with granola. This one sounds extremely healthy. Low-fat yogurt, fruit flavor, granola, maybe a little honey. It feels like a clean lunch. But many flavored yogurts are sweetened, and many granolas are calorie-dense, sugary, and easy to overeat. So the meal may be low in fat but high in added sugar and refined carbohydrates. Most people miss this because they still think fat is the only enemy. But for fatty liver, added sugar and refined carbs can be a major problem. The liver can convert excess sugar into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. That does not mean fruit or yogurt is bad. It means concentrated sweetness every day can become a liver burden. A smarter version is plain Greek yogurt. If you tolerate dairy, with berries, cinnamon, and a small amount of nuts or seeds, that gives you more protein, less added sugar, and better appetite control. And this is important. Do not fall for the front label. Turn the container around. Look at added sugar. Look at serving size. Look at what the granola portion really is. The fifth lunch food is the big rice bowl with sweet sauce. Rice bowls can be healthy. But many lunch bowls are built on a huge base of white rice, a small amount of protein, a little vegetable, and a lot of sweet or salty sauce. Teriyaki sauce, sweet chili sauce, honey mustard, creamy dressing, glaze. These can turn a balanced-looking bowl into a blood sugar spike. This is where it gets interesting. The liver is deeply connected to blood sugar control. When lunch repeatedly pushes blood sugar and insulin high, the liver may store more fat over time, especially in people with belly fat, prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. The fix is not to fear rice. The fix is proportion. Make vegetables the largest part of the bowl. Keep rice moderate. Choose beans, lentils, quinoa, or brown rice when appropriate. Add protein. Use sauce lightly. And avoid drinking sugar with the meal. Now bring this together. The real problem is not one sandwich, one wrap, one salad, one yogurt, or one rice bowl. The real problem is when lunch looks healthy but quietly delivers refined carbs, added sugar, processed meat, heavy sauces, low fiber, and excess calories day after day. Your liver is not asking for a perfect diet. It is asking for fewer daily overloads. So if you want a more liver-friendly lunch, remember this simple pattern: protein, fiber, plants, healthy fat, and fewer hidden sugars. That could mean grilled fish with vegetables and beans, a real salad with protein and olive oil dressing, a smaller whole grain sandwich with vegetables, plain yogurt with berries, a bowl where vegetables are bigger than the starch. And if you already have fatty liver, diabetes, high triglycerides, or abnormal liver tests, talk with your clinician about the right eating plan for you. The goal is not crash dieting. The goal is steady improvement, because fatty liver usually does not happen from one dramatic meal. It happens from small meals that looked harmless, repeated quietly for years. And sometimes the lunch you thought was helping your health is the very meal your liver has been struggling to handle.